Hello guys, hi, this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version. I also help students preparing for FRM and CFA exam. I'm back with one of my students interview. He has been able to clear the FRM Level-1 exam in May 2023. He's going to be talking about his journey of preparation for the exam and how he has been able to clear the exam. So with this, let us start the discussion. Vaibhav, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us.
Thank you,
And
sir, for
if
having me.
if you can just give a brief about yourself with respect to when you started the preparation and what was your status back then.
Okay, so hello, I'm Vaibhav and I'm from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Currently, I'm pursuing BCom program from Atmaram Sanatan College, University of Delhi. So I was finance keen from 12th.
Okay.
So I wanted to do something in finance like FRM, CFA, not CA because that's accounting and all, but just
Mhm.
finance.
Okay.
So I got to know about FRM from one of my friend who has been doing research about the courses. So he told me that FRM is a very good course, you can do it, but it was statistically very heavy. So एक बार तो बहुत डर लगा, but then I said ठीक है देखते हैं, let's do it.
Okay.
So I purchased your course in October, video lectures. Then I
Hmm.
started preparing October, November, December. Then from January till mid of March, there was a huge gap because of exams
Okay.
and shifting and all. Huge gap from around January 1 to yes 15th of March, 2.5 months.
Okay. 1 second. So, but when you started your preparation, what was the order of preparation that you were following?
I used to watch the video lectures. They are according to week, right? So I used to
Ah,
complete week by week, week by week, but on
okay.
a
So the
faster
order which
pace,
was
like
given to us.
uh, 2 days for a week. Like I would complete a week in 2 days.
Okay. Basically around two chapters in 2 days, roughly.
Yeah,
Okay. And you are watching the video and reading the textbook. Did you
yeah,
solve the
both.
question bank
Yes,
also?
the question bank which are given at the end of the video lectures, I used to do it after reading the book once.
Okay. Okay. And how much time you were giving initially from October to December per hour per day basis?
We can say 18 to 20 hours a week.
Okay, take it, take it. And then you said there was a gap. And
Yeah,
again, when you picked up book in March on March 15th,
yeah.
did you remember
So,
the concepts that you have covered?
nothing from book two.
Okay,
Book two was something very problematic to me. But book one, three, and four were okay. I was able to pick up everything in a week or two. But book two was very problematic. And then I started. Then I thought that book two को छोड़ देते हैं अभी बाद में देखेंगे. So I started preparing for three and four because they are having more weightage, right? 30 and 30%.
hmm.
So I prepared for book three and book four a bit thoroughly. And
Okay,
I know there was not consistency between, but I did it. I managed it somehow.
okay.
I
And when did you
started giving
come?
more time.
More time. Okay, okay. And
Yeah.
when did you complete your one full reading of the content?
One full reading would be April 15th.
And what about the solving? What about the full solving of chapter-wise questions?
Chapter wise questions I started from April 16th to maybe
Oh,
first week of May.
okay. So how many chapters you were doing per day on that in that speed?
Uh, I started with sectional tests. I did all the sectional tests.
No, no, I'm talking about chapter-wise questions. When did you complete your chapter-wise question?
It took me around 10 days to complete all the
Okay.
chapter wise questions.
So you're completing what? How many? Six chapters per day.
Yeah, because at that time
Okay.
I was free. I was having no work. I was in my room in my PG. I didn't have anything to do.
Okay. Got it. Got it. So basically, you were because this was very fast in terms of. So you did entire revision, one chapter. You started solving the question
Yeah,
bank.
I was
Okay.
totally free. No college, nothing. matlab, There was nothing to do.
Okay. And then you started with sectional test.
Sectional test.
And what about mock papers?
I was having my paper on 16th. So
Hmm.
mock papers के लिए there was no time left. So I gave
Oh,
one paper on 12th. I gave another on 14th. And on the night of 15th, I started with GARP sample paper.
okay. But what
Started
was
with
the
GARP
average score you got in those mock papers, two mock papers?
7, 65, 65, 65, 70, 65, 70, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And the
65,
GAP
70.
sample paper you just walked through.
Walk through. GARP was a bit too difficult. And I was very demotivated the night before my exam because I saw that GARP paper. I called you. I also called you. You said कि अब छोड़ो इसको book पढ़ो. Then I
Because
left
Abhi,
that
then there
GARP
was no
paper.
time left. Nah, so we should not.
Yes, exactly. I was very
Okay.
demotivated by that GARP paper, and book two was also all over my head. I was not I was not about to focus on the other books because of book two.
Okay. But
Book
now,
two
when you
was
went to the exam, on the day of the exam, so what exactly happened in that first 1 hour?
okay. So I went to the center. There were around 4, 5 students more along with me,
Mhm.
and they all were like 30, 40 of that age group.
Okay.
One uncle was there, I remember. He was around 50, above 50, definitely above 50. I thought, why am I here? I'm just
Okay.
19 years old.
Then,
So,
but when you
yeah,
started the exam, what happened in those question
okay.
that
So,
you?
when I started my exam, first 10 questions were totally theory. Totally theory. I
Okay.
thought इसमें तो मैथ्स है ही नहीं, ये तो हो जाएगा. Then धीरे धीरे आगे चले आगे चले. And book two showed up.
Hmm.
I gave up in front of book two.
Okay.
Book two, I thought that there's no need to waste any time on this. Even
Mhm.
if I'll get quartile 4 and good in other 3, I will clear it. So I was clear in my mind in that sense that
Okay.
time waste नहीं करना है क्योंकि there were people on the Telegram group who were not able to manage time, right?
Hmm.
So I even talked to them through Telegram. They were not able to manage. So I
Hmm.
thought instead of wasting time, we should give more time to other questions which can be solved by me.
Okay. Okay. But so you were able to complete everything in that 4 hours time, and book two you tried at the end solving book two questions.
No, book two, like I tried solving at that time only, but like अगर 1.5 minute में आंसर आ रहा है तो ठीक नहीं तो whichever is the closest I used to mark it and move forward.
Okay. And book one, book three, and book four, you were able to find the contents easy to manage,
Yeah, not easy, but yeah, they are manageable. They can be done, and that is quite easy.
and everything came from the Swagger itself, right?
Yeah, everything. No need to go for any other books.
Okay. And then when you came out of the exam, was there any number in your mind that okay, I will get this much correct? Because in some of the
Uh,
mocks you got 65. So from
yeah,
that perspective.
I I talked to you the night before the exam. You told me to get 60, 55, even 55. Like 60 is the minimum, but even 55. अगर किस्मत ठीक रही तो. So I thought कि 57, 60 तो आ गए हैं.
Hmm.
But still I was not sure about book 2. So I thought 60% pass, 40% fail. That was my perspective. 60-40.
Okay, okay. And how many theory and how many calculation questions were there in your exam?
They were around 70-30. Theory 70 and
And from
30.
book two, majority of them were theory.
No, majority of them were calculation. And there
Okay.
is one topic in book 2, mortality rate.
Book three,
Book 2, I guess.
insurance. Insurance.
Insurance. Yeah. Insurance topic. Yeah.
That was a
That was
difficult
quite
question, okay?
difficult. Yeah, I got 4 questions from that table only,
So, ba-
mortality table only.
so what happens is they will try to give you out of 100 some questions which are very tough, very time consuming.
Hmm.
You have to choose. So question selection will make a very big difference when you actually sit in the
Yeah.
exam.
True.
So now when you saw the result, Okay, first of all, the thing that you said, so book two, so 2422. So it was actually correct in that sense. And this is a very
Yeah.
interesting point because a lot of students they feel that uh, I have failed because of book two.
Hmm.
Okay, but suppose in your example, if suppose because of book quartile four and book two is very bad, right?
Hmm.
You got that
Yeah.
bad, but you were able to manage other books properly.
In other books, yeah.
Yeah, and you've been able to clear the exam.
It is all
So
about managing.
so practically, if you do not know statistics, if you do not know
Exactly.
anything, still you can clear the exam.
Yes, yes, totally. I have experienced this, and yes,
Okay,
we can clear. Yeah. Even if
okay.
no one will touch book two, na, then also they can clear it.
But they will have to
Instead
make
of
sure
the
that book,
relating topics.
they will have to make sure that the
Yeah.
other books they are very good in.
Yeah, definitely.
Wonderful. And now, if I ask you, can you give three tips from your experience of how to clear the FRM level one exam? What would be those three tips?
Okay. So three tips would be there are many guesses that FRM exam can be covered within 200 hours, but I would not suggest that. At least take 6, 7, 8 months with yourself because
Hmm.
there are other commitments also which you have to fulfill. Everyone, for everyone it
Hmm.
is. So 8 months, 7 months should be bare minimum. Bare minimum. You should
Okay.
start early, start very early. And I was not consistent, but I would suggest others to be consistent, to be very consistent if they want to excel in book two, because book two
Okay.
is problematic and consistency can solve that problem. And
Okay.
other would be sample papers, very important. I didn't do it, but still, sample papers are very important. If someone is getting 65, 17 sample papers, surely they can clear. Surely.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And at an overall level, now, what has been the reaction of people, your friends, family, when
Okay.
they saw the result?
So I told my mother, she was the first to know, and she was like, she started shouting, "Ki ho gaya, finally ho gaya." The main reason
Okay.
was we just completed the Char Dham shrine of Uttarakhand, Kedarnath, Badrinath. She prayed everywhere about it, and she told me
Okay.
कि यात्रा सफल रही.
Wow. Wow. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And over at an overall level, I also feel that see, if you are able to manage the content in the exam, like you have been able to manage the book two piece,
Hmm.
because it is very difficult. If you saw a book two question and you know I don't know this, it can demotivate you.
Yes,
But you
exactly.
manage that and you said, no, no, I will focus first on other books and then I'll come to this and I'll
Yeah,
sort this out. That strategy helped you a lot, I think so, in the exam
totally,
for
totally
getting
agree.
good quartiles in the section.
Yes, bro,
So
totally
again,
correct.
the 2.5 month gap was also slightly problematic, and like you said,
Yes,
you realize it later that you have to be consistent in your
be
preparation. So I
consistent.
think
Yes,
that point is also very important from the exam perspective. So wonderful, Vaibhav, and thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us about your journey, and especially
thank you, sir.
enlightening us about the book two part, which other
Thank you
students
to
might
you, sir.
benefit.
It was your guidance. It was your videos. They really helped. They did all the work. I just studied and बाकी सब हो गया. It
Perfect,
was you, sir.
perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.